Hello my loves, welcome back to another speed build and let's fucking get into it. I'm so stoked because today is the start of a new series on my channel. I'm building a bunch of townhouses inspired by different countries of the world. Now the key word here is inspired. Please keep this in mind. This is not meant to be culturally and architecturally accurate. I'm merely taking inspiration from these different countries and their architectural styles and putting it into The Sims. The countries I chose to represent in this collection of townhouses are also inspired by the CC kits available to me, also available to you by the way for free usually on CurseForge and Patreon. But the CC collections are from Hey Harry, Felix Andre, and a bunch of other creators. If you're ever curious about specifically which CC collections I use, I try to call them out in the videos, but if there's something that I missed that you're really curious and you want to know where that is from, you can leave a comment down below and I will be sure to get back to you with either a link or the CC collection. I don't use any CC that is not for public use, so everything that I use in my videos is free to download and available to you. Right now, I'm working on the shells of these townhouses, and as you saw at the very beginning, I used the exact same rectangle and just copied and pasted it 4 times. And then I do go in and change up the rough exterior shape of each house. So they're not all the exact same dimensions. I wanted them to have a little bit of character, and obviously I needed them to reflect the countries that they're inspired by or the cities that they're inspired by. So I do shorten some and elongate others. So from left to right we have the brownstone inspired by Hey Harry's brownstone collection, also her octave collection, and you can see this is the one I'm working on right now. The brownstone is obviously inspired by New York City. I do not live in New York City. I live in the complete opposite city of New York City, which is Los Angeles. And I really liked the style of Hey Harry's collection and wanted to really showcase it. So that's what I'm doing with this build. Also, in each townhouse, in addition to being inspired by a different city and country and culture, it is also going to be inspired by a certain activity or skill building item in The Sims. And I'll get a little bit more into that when I go in depth in the next few videos furnishing each townhouse, and I'll talk a little bit more about that and my vision for the kind of Sims that live in each of these townhouses. To the right of the brownstone, we have the townhouse inspired by Japan. Now, this isn't a particular city. I guess you could say it's inspired by Kyoto or Tokyo, but like old Tokyo. However, I'm not 1,000% sure, to be honest. Like, I didn't do any architectural in-depth research on this. I was kind of like going with my imagination and ideas of what it might look like. I did pull up a few reference pictures from Pinterest, but also you see that I skipped right over it and went to my Versailles build, which is next to the Kyoto build, because I still didn't have a clear idea of what I wanted my inspiration to be for the townhouse next to the brownstone, but I knew that I wanted to do one inspired by Paris and one that is more Scandinavian. So I went ahead and did those next. So then you'll see the one to the right of the Kyoto townhouse is a French chateau. I wanted it to be very inspired by Versailles, like I mentioned earlier. And I use a lot of Felix André's Chateau and Pierre Sim's Domaine du Clos sets. And actually, Felix André also has a collection called Paris, and I do use a lot of that as well. And now I'm going in and adding new windows and balconies and really trying to... The only way I can think of it is like carving a sculpture. Like you get the rough shape and then you go back in and start to add the details and stuff. So that's what I'm doing with the French Chateau here. So the main front door is from Felix André's Paris set, as well as these sculptural decor items that you see that I put above the windows. It felt like it needed a little something. Like Parisian architecture is very high relief or low relief, and I wanted that to reflect in this architecture as well. But I tried adding like trims and corner pieces to give the boxy shape a little bit more sculptural dimension, and it just didn't look right to me. And then once I started putting these like crawling vines up there from Joyce's Fox, it was really coming together, and I was like, okay, I really love this, and I'm glad I was starting to get frustrated, and I almost like just deleted everything I was doing and moved on. But I'm glad I kept things on there and kept going. Sometimes that's the key to building, is like you need to take a step back, literally like pull your camera back and move on and just kind of let it sit. And if it still bothers you after like 5 minutes of building and you keep looking at it and you're like, that just doesn't look right to me, then you can delete it. But honestly, most of the time it really doesn't matter, and you're like, actually that looks fine, I'll move on. Now I'm going back, as you can see, to the Kyoto apartment, because that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do one inspired by Japan. I have all of this Asian CC in my library and I wanted to use it. I have some CC from Felix André, I think it's Felix André, and it's called Feiyun. That one is inspired by China. I am half not Japanese. I'm half Filipina, so I just want to like clear the air. I know the differences between different Asian cultures, and definitely don't want to mix those up. However, at the same time, a lot of Asian cultures do draw inspiration from one another because of thousands of years of trade and colonialism within Asia, and different empires controlling each other at one point or another. So I will be drawing some pieces from the Feiyun collection, even though it's inspired by China and not Japan. And now I'm finally moving on to the Scandinavian house and adding all the windows to that. The Scandinavian house is a very memorable architectural style. It's very distinctive is the word I'm looking for. Very like straight, clean lines, very boxy, but also lots of natural light. And so these windows and doors, I just use giant picture windows, and the windows, the seamless windows, are from Hey Harry's Harlux set. And then the doors, the sliding glass doors, I can't remember where they're from. Those lights on the side of the house are from Hey Harry's Octave collection. And now I'm going into the backyards of each townhouse. So for this video, I don't think I've said this yet. For this video, this is just me building the shell, the outer shell of each townhouse, and then as well as trying to do most of the landscaping for the front and backyards of each townhouse. And then in the following videos, I will be going into each individual townhouse and furnishing them. And I will start with the brownstone house, and then move from left to right. So then it will be Kyoto, the French chateau, and lastly, the Scandinavian home. I think the backyard situation, particularly for the New York brownstone, is so unrealistic, but This is The Sims. Let me live my fantasies, okay? I feel like my energy in this video is slowly going down. It's early in the morning for me, guys, and I had a rough night last night of sleep. We have, unfortunately, I think we have a rat in the house, and I'm losing sleep over it because I don't like the thought of that, and it freaks me out. And rats are smart. We keep putting traps and stuff, and they're outsmarting the traps. So I'm a little tired. I have my coffee here though. I drank it all. I should probably go make another cup. I'm doing the backyard for the French chateau right now. These stairs that I put from the back balcony down are from Felix Andre's chateau set, and I love that they have a different stair, but also like the landing pieces, the right and left side, to really, so it's not just like a straight staircase. It looks a little bit more realistic. Those blue flowers that I put in front of the balcony are also from Joyce's Fox. That is their summer garden set. Those flowers and the planters are from Debug, as well as the lights, the lampposts that I put out on the back. I wanted to really make it like it's a small world, so I wanted to decorate the, like, not just their backyards, but also leading out into that, like, it's like Epcot almost at Disney World. And now I'm moving on to the Kyoto backyard, and I was like, I don't have any landscaping that's good for this style of architecture. And then I realized Base Game has some bamboo in there. I don't know why, because as far as I know, it's not included in any landscaping in like Base Game worlds, but whatever. I do use a lot of city living in these builds because it is the new expansion pack that I bought for myself, and the only expansion pack that I own. So I'm still playing around with everything that it comes with and exploring new items every time I go into build mode. So I use the city living, what are they called? Waterfall, or not waterfall. Yeah, waterfall fountain features, I guess. And then City Living also comes with basketball stuff. So I was super excited about that. And I put a basketball hoop in the backyard of this brownstone. I felt like that was just perfect. And again, a little nod to what the occupation of the Sims in each of these townhomes are. I keep burping in my in my voiceovers. I know it might be TMI, but like, does that happen to anybody else? If you're a YouTuber and you get like out of breath when you're recording, comment down below. I hope it's not just me. If it is, that's embarrassing. Whatever. And now I'm going in and doing the front lawns of each of these townhouses, and yeah, that's really it. I'm pulling some stuff from Kyoto, from the Kyoto kit. Again, I'm just gonna keep saying that over and over for the front yard of that house. And then for the brownstone, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but fortunately Debug has a lot of like city things. So these tree planters are from Debug, and once I did more landscaping on the outside, I figured, okay, this is starting to look more like a brownstone walk-up. I'm liking the look of this. I'm just gonna put a lot of sidewalk. I put sidewalk all around the lot so that it really looks like all of these houses are on a city street. And yeah, I really like how it's coming along. You'll see in the next following videos I change up a little bit of the landscaping and stuff. I do make some changes off camera, but I will go over those in the videos to come. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next videos in this series. I'm super excited. I already have the brownstone furnished and ready to go. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel for more. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.